I met my mother's new boyfriend on a Tuesday. That already told me everything was wrong. Tuesdays are not for life-changing moments. Tuesdays are for leftovers and quiet disappointment. But my mother sounded excited, too excited. Her voice had that careful brightness she used when she wanted approval without asking for it. She told me his name was Admiral Valen. She told me he was important. She told me he was not human. She waited for me to react. I told her I would be there for dinner. I arrived early. Our house smelled like roasted vegetables and something metallic. That should have been my second warning. The first warning was the armored cruiser parked crooked in the driveway. It was bigger than the house. It hummed like it was annoyed to be there. I stood for a moment and reminded myself that I loved my mother. I opened the door. Valen stood in the living room. He was tall. He had 4 eyes, 2 faced forward, 2 angled slightly back like they never trusted anyone behind him. His skin was dark blue and polished like stone. He wore a ceremonial uniform covered in medals that looked older than Earth's civilization. He did not smile. He assessed me. That assessment felt like standing under a microscope. "This is my child," my mother said. Her tone was proud and nervous. She touched his arm. He did not react. He looked at me again. "The offspring is small," he said. His voice vibrated the dishes. "I am average height," I said. "For a human." He did not acknowledge that. He nodded once, as if I were a report summary. I felt something old and sharp wake up in my chest. I smiled anyway. Dinner was formal. Too formal. Real plates. Cloth napkins. The good table. My mother sat between us like a bridge trying not to crack. Corthax took the head of the table without asking. He placed his hands flat on the surface. The table creaked. He waited. We waited. "You may begin eating now," he said. I blinked. My mother froze. "Excuse me," I said. He turned to eyes toward me. The other 2 stayed on the room. "I have granted permission," he said. "Consume your meal." The air shifted. Something inside me snapped into place. I saw the pattern. I had seen it my whole life. Different faces. Same posture. Same assumption. Authority without consent. Control without context. I set my fork down gently. "No," I said. The word landed hard. My mother inhaled sharply. "No," I repeated. "You do not give me permission to eat." Corthax studied me again. This time it took longer. "You are in my presence," he said. "Hierarchy must be maintained." "You are in my mother's house," I said. "And this is my dinner." Silence spread like oil. My mother whispered my name. I held up one finger without looking at her. Corthax leaned back. His chair protested. His eyes narrowed. "On my world," he said, "children obey elders. Civilians obey officers. The weak obey the strong. On my world," I said, "adults earn respect. Authority is limited. And strength does not make you right." His lips pulled back. I realized he was smiling. It was not friendly. "You speak boldly for one so fragile," he said. I stood up. "Let me tell you something, Admiral," I said. "You crossed half the galaxy to date my mother. That does not make you my superior. It makes you a guest." My mother whispered, "Please." Corthax rose to his full height. The ceiling lights flickered. I felt the pressure of something immense pressing down. Military presence. the kind that breaks planets. He expected me to fold. He expected fear. Instead, I laughed. That surprised him. All 4 eyes focused on me. You came to dinner, I said. You did not come to command. If you want to eat with us, you will sit. You will say please. And you will never order me again. The room vibrated. His uniform lights flared. For a moment, I thought this was it. I thought history would remember me as a footnote. Then Corthax did something unexpected. He sat down. The pressure vanished. The lights steadied. He folded his hands carefully. Fascinating, he said. My mother stared at him, then at me. Explain, he said. Humans, I said, are not pack animals. We question. We push back, especially when someone oversteps. You defied an admiral, he said. I defied a bully, I said. Silence returned. This time it was thoughtful. Corthax picked up his fork. He examined it like a relic. On my world, he said, disobedience is punished severely. On mine, I said, blind obedience is dangerous. He considered that. He looked at my mother. His gaze softened slightly. Your offspring is not broken, he said. They are forged differently. My mother exhaled like she had been holding her breath for years. We ate, slowly, carefully. Corthax did not speak much. When he did, his questions were precise. He asked about Earth history, about revolutions, about labor rights, about civilian oversight of military power. I answered honestly. I did not soften anything. At one point, he paused. On my flagship, he said, I command 12,000 warriors. They would die on my word. That is terrifying, I said. He nodded. Yes. After dinner, he stood again. This time, he inclined his head toward me. I misjudged you, he said. I mistook unfamiliar structure for weakness. Apology accepted, I said. Barely. A corner of his mouth twitched. You defended your autonomy, he said. That is an admirable trait among my kind. Rare, dangerous, but admirable. I crossed my arms. Do not try to recruit me, I said. He made a low sound. I think it was laughter. Later that night, my mother hugged me in the kitchen. Her eyes were wet. Thank you, she said. For what? I asked. For reminding him I am not his territory, she said. I froze, then hugged her tighter. The next week, Corthax invited me to his ship. Not summoned, invited. He asked permission. He used my name. When we ate, he waited until everyone was seated. When he spoke, he listened. He never ordered me again. And somewhere out there, an alien fleet learned a very human lesson. Power does not come from rank. It comes from knowing when you are not in charge.